Hey guys, Beast Force here, and welcome back to my Phineas and Ferb breakdown. Today we're going to focus on two episodes centered around Perry the Platypus in his own point of view. Sidetracked with his mission in Canada, and also Primal Perry when he was fighting a hunter. And you know by now, Perry the Platypus has always been my favourite character in Phineas and Ferb because he's a secret agent, he kicks ass, and he does a lot of shit that he does very well. We did get many episodes of center around Perry the Platypus before, but it balances out between Phineas and Ferb's inventions and Perry the Platypus's point of view with Doofenshmirtz. And that was throughout season 1 to season 3, including the movie, which centered around Perry the Platypus with his covers being blown before reverting back to normal after defeating the second dimension Doofenshmirtz. The two episodes centered around Perry the Platypus being as an agent and solving problems, how to find solutions, and other things to make sure that he finds a way to win. And also, don't forget, who remembers Platypus Day? And it started on March the 5th, 2011. And it began at 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. to Nerds of a Feather, which always have a 7 hours. On March the 3rd, 2012, in Disney Channel US, it had, 10 hours and 45 minutes. And the premiere of it in 7:45 is Perry the Octopus. The soundtrack that also released is called Platypus Walk, which you heard in many episodes before this part. On March the 2nd, 2013, including 4 hours, included the premiere of Primal Perry, which was on a repeat on 12:30, while Brazil had longer than that. And don't forget the YMCA of the Perry the Platypus version, which you can find on YouTube. On March the 1st, 2014, 4 hours of premiere of Disney XD of Platypus Day. Live and Let Drive was the only episode to premiere. This is where it started to go downhill from there. And that's the last time that Platypus Day will actually be forever remembered in the premiere of grand scheme of things. Sadly, there's no Platypus Day in 2015, despite the show still airing, and the episode premiered after At Your Age. And also, this was also 3 episodes that released in 2030, At Your Age, The Last Day of Summer, and Alka Files, a spin-off. Even though Platypus Day doesn't be celebrated anymore, even though the revival has come out, people still celebrate in their own fan way, as it's still, even though if it's the first day of Saturday of March, people will still celebrate it. If you want a longer in-depth version of Platypus Day, The Rise of the Four, Phineas and Ferb, Platypus Day, go watch Wacky Dali's version, as he analysed everything else and point out towards it. He also rates it too. If this is your first breakdown, you're curious to know how the rating system was, the detailed description down below, along with my other videos that also had the link down below with my playlist. Kaz, Kim Robertson, Aliki Theophilopoulos, and John Maffort wrote an episode called Sidetracked, premiered on March the 1st, 2030 on Disney Channel US, one day before Platypus Day on March the 2nd, 2013. Agent P teams up with a former partner, a human agent named Lila, to stop a hijacked train running along the US-Canadian border. In the past mission, they had a falling out, so Agent P must decide whether or not he can trust Lila and her unique sense of logic to get them through the mission. Defeat Doofenshmirtz and save the train's passengers and Canada's national treasure, a moose named Precious Albert. You can see the top of the building. As you can see, we're in Seattle. In coincidence, this is the second time that we see Seattle. The last time we saw Seattle in the audience's view is in Meatless in Seattle. You know they are criminals when they wear a mask like this. And look at this guy. He's wearing the mask in the wrong place. There we go. I really love how the light reflects on Perry as they're driving away, as the light reflects on Perry as they drive away again. Perry has great aura in this scene. I love that he puts on his helmet on as the lights glow up in the sides, which is so dope. Perry could do anything. Look at that dodgy skills with the bike there. He is so cool. I really love the building layouts of the city of Seattle behind Perry the Platypus. It looks so dope. with the color palette scheme right here. Man, Perry the Platypus has aura. He is him. Welcome to Canada.
But in French.
Perry the Platypus presuming the theme is actually very similar to the theme Don't Fear the Reaper, the oyster one. And there's Agent Lila, and she works for the Canadian organization without a cool acronym, Agent.
Take it from here, eh?
You know she is Canadian when she said eh. Agent Lila Lolaberry is voiced by Samantha Bee, who you know is also Canadian as well, which actually fits. As the thieves escape, I like how she flips her hair around with her hair tied back right there. That is so slick. Lila Luberry actually looks very attractive. She's a baddie. She looks so cool.
Word, you're on Canadian soil. Have jurisdiction there. Stand down. That's an order.
They are in Canadian soil. I mean, Perry's in Canadian soil. You have to respect the law and the rules there.
Girls, don't interrupt me.
Sorry.
She was wearing her motorcycle suit, but in this scene right here where she says sorry, she's wearing her normal outfit. That's a notable animation error. I presume Perry the Platypus said, I hope I don't have to work with you again. So the opening scene takes place 2 months before the rest of the episode, so it implies it will be May the 1st or April the 30th, before the summer, so it could take place between June 30 or July the 1st because it's Canadian Day. So the opening scene actually takes place before the roller coaster. Phineas and Ferb has some confusing timelines, but there are some things that actually lines up, like Father's Day, the 3rd day of June, the Saturday. B-Day actually takes place in August. There are some things that we have that make sense, but some of it is very confusing.
Perry, ready to start another
Good morning, Perry.
This is the 7th episode. We'll focus on someone else other than Phineas or Ferb for the most of it. And we don't see the characters' face until the end of the episode, Phineas and Ferb, because it's not really focused around it. It focuses on Perry's perspective. I really like how you draw Perry the Platypus's angle with as a pet mode right there. It's very difficult to draw, but I really like how it's done very well with the stairs.
And there's nothing there,
It's the instrumental version of Undead Mommy and Me from Are You My Mommy? And we don't see the characters' faces, just like in many animation shows like the Very Odd Parents pilot episode, The Loud House, and some animation media there.
I was saying. Hey, Perry. Good morning, Perry. What you doing?
People talk about Perry the Platypus breaking Doofusmax's door, but he actually breaks and vandalizes the car right there. You have to pay for that. Look at the houses of the right side and the left side. It looks similar, but different outlayers.
Albert the moose is Canada's prized animal. Doof keeps his mitts off that moose.
So it takes place during Canadian Day or before Canadian Day, which actually makes sense because of the moose. And speaking of Canadians, I have a friend named DD-Unknown who watches my video and who also posts a lot of things in social media. And that Gravity Falls fan is also Canadian and Pakistan as well. I recommend you find his social media as well as his YouTube. I'll put the link down below to see their YouTube channel.
And Carl, Antler.
Also, Beefy mentioned about having antlers as well from the Dungeons of Dean episode.
The border between the United States and Canada.
I don't know a lot about the United States and Canada a lot, but I know they are actually rivalries. They're actually friends with each other, some people, but some aren't, as we see today.
Canadian organization without a cool acronym.
Agent Lila. You may...
And there's Perry the Platypus showing disgusted impression to Agent Lila's photo. Looks like Perry the Platypus has a new hovercraft, but it looks the same compared to the second dimension one. But it said it takes place after the second dimension, and if it does, so that means the second dimension must take place in June, since this episode takes place in June 30th and July the 1st. As his hovercraft goes up, you get to see the smoke actually appears and then it dissipates. Like, I haven't talked about smoke animation this much this season, but I don't have to. And there's the American side of the train heading to the Canadian border. And look at the trees in there. I think it's painted or something.
Agent P, we meet again.
I kind of find Lila annoying a bit, but I really like her design and her outfit.
Face. You work alone.
I like how Perry using the fire torch as he uses circle around to make an entrance for it, as he uses the handle to place it as he opens it up. Perry has some cool gadgets, man. He is the best.
The Platypus. No, wait.
We're a fine dining environment. Everyone knows not to throw a scene in a fancy restaurant.
He can use his gadgets to find another way to defeat Doofus or Agent Lila to do it.
Oh,
Lila from Calca?
Doofus know who Agent Lila is? Maybe he read the files or information from somewhere.
Oh, come on. He's warming up to the idea of a U.S.-Canada evil scheme exchange program.
The Canadian guy comes up with a scheme.
He's talking about the other guy, so it is actually Bannister, but we're actually going to see once we get to that helicopter fight.
You gonna eat those fries?
Don't touch!
You gotta be eating those fries, Doofus. You can't let food go to waste, unless you're full.
Precious Albert the Moose left British Columbia at 8 o'clock in the morning going 80 miles per hour.
Answer? Never!
Climb up the conductor and take control of the train using my remote control train operator.
Scheme exchange partners, secret for...
I like how they keep it as a secret. I thought it was Rodney or Dr. Diminutive causing it. It's actually Bannister. I really like how they keep it a secret until he was revealed. Good stuff.
Sir Railing or Dr. Stairway?
Professor Bannister, of course, my arch nemesis.
And we get the first name reveal of Professor Bannister, and he's actually arch nemesis of Lila Luberry. And Bannister is actually not Canadian, by the way. Do you know who's also Canadian? Dr. Not Sorry. And he was in the villain in Milo Murphy's Law for a minor one, but...
Ruin Canada, they are, whatever.
I just don't understand. Why would you take my lunch? When you're in the dining car, you can have your own lunch.
That happened to me many times. Like, if I want my dinner, I can have someone else. If they want my food, I'll let someone else have it. But it's relatable for Doofus. But you're not eating your food.
Seriously, why is your hand out?
Perry the Platypus and Lila actually caused Doofus to lose it by picking his lunch, which is actually funny, and it caused a crash out.
We break up with you in a very loud manner.
You dismantle my societal convention trap.
You did that on purpose.
So that was the guy who Doofus kidnapped him so he can take over the train.
Oh, my. Seriously, just give me...
This is not just Perry's fault, by the way. It's also Lila's fault. If you two weren't arguing about what happened in the last couple of months, you would have stopped the train. Now you gave it back to Doofus, and that is your fault.
I don't like seeing him teamed up either.
I agree Perry is a loner, but Doofus, do you remember that Perry the Platypus and Peter Miranda saved your ass in Meatless in Seattle?
Wait, P, that's the Canadian side of the train.
Why the fuck do you have to say that, Lila? Now you're gonna let Doofus get away for...
Ow. I think I'm going back to the Canadian side.
Canada, America, ow, oh, it's on.
This is for William Howard, War of 1812. Look it up, kid.
And he's actually a real life person who invaded Canada at 1812. I didn't quote that the first time, but I was thinking, holy shit, this is actually true stuff.
Where is he? Hey.
Occupy. Tiny soaps. They make my hands look so...
I really like how you can see the men and the woman logo right there with a hockey. You get to see the front of it.
I can't believe it.
I really love the design of the toilet. Look at this. It looks so crisp with the shadows. It looked painted there. And the window and the side of the mirror. It looks so crisp in this design.
You know we'd end up here eventually, right?
Look at Doofus' eyes. He's looking at the screen and yet he's breaking the fourth wall.
Oh, hey, help me up. Oops, sorry, my bad.
Agent P was mad at Lila earlier for a couple of months ago, but he's like, I have to save you no matter what. They're gonna make a great team once we grew into this episode.
Old-timey hand car. This is a hand car. There's a trick to it.
You know Perry's using all the strength he's had. You both need to work as a team to keep the hand car going.
We're going to have to work together.
That's what I just said. Am I Agent Lila right now?
Goes up when mine goes down.
The song is called Handcar as she and Perry the Platypus ride on a handcar down a set of railway tracks trying to catch up with a hijacked train as they both work together. That sounds like a preschool song until the song bumps it up as the handcar goes faster.
That's right.
I really love how the song started to speed up as the handcar as they're going faster until we get to down the hill as they chase.
I see little Platypus.
And that's the second time that Perry is smiling in the song since Dance Baby in season 3. I really like how the background the music fades in as Perry and Lila are in the tunnels while the music pulls back into speed. I really love how you can see the tracks with the mountains and the layouts with the trees in it. The designs looks very good in this episode. While Perry and Lila's right there on the handcar, you get to see the cornfields right there next to it.
Apologies. Stop hanging. Wait, which one was your stop?
The next
The man on the train is played by Jason Jones, who you know for his wife is Samantha Bee, who voices Lila in this episode.
we're having asparagus tips.
He mentioned Experience tips, and it actually looks good. I ate plenty of them a few times.
Scotia salmon.
Say hi to your wife for me.
That's a lovely house to live in.
It's a lady and a platypus.
It says there's a new platypus video online that's trending.
And you can see it says Platypus video on his phone, as you can't see the other text is here.
Perry the platypus.
Man, he's got some spinning moves. Let's see that again.
So long, suckers. Chairs nailed to a roof.
You're blocking my view.
Why is this guy's on the roof of the train? Do you know you could lead up to death if you get hit by something?
Because I still have this completely.
I thought the other person was gonna crash. Well, your Natus is gone, so you're fucked. And the shadow overlaps Perry and Lila as well as Doof as it gets covered in black, just like in Blackout.
Hey, where's Perry?
Runaway train in a tunnel.
That was a bit of a jump scare, but alright.
Yeah, I guess I'll go with you then. Was my shoes untied?
Oh, the irony.
Oh, Perry the platypus, your shoes are untied. Psych!
As I pause the thing, you can see Doofenshmirtz's hands and eyes with so many layers.
Overlap the seat up. A hard time for leaving me in the toilet bowl.
Well, for real, you should have locked the toilet door.
We're slowing down.
We're not. I just got the hazard lights working. All the passengers and Precious Albert the Moose, and we can save them.
I really like how Lila has explained about her plan to save the moose and the people in the passenger. That is good thinking.
The caboose.
Do not make friends.
Well, you have a lot of friends in Love Muffin.
Attention passengers, there is no need to...
As soon as you said the word, they're all gonna panic.
But your tea is ready.
And there's the moose, which Major Monogram was talking about earlier. Looks like he's fine for now.
Everything is under control, eh? We already did it. Nice going, partner.
Perry the Platypus is one step ahead of everybody, no matter what. He always has quick thinking.
It's a cowcup.
You had to jinx it, didn't you?
Banister.
He left this grappling hook at home. You can see young Vanessa, Gnome, and the left side, that must be his mom.
It isn't Cactus Best Agent.
Professor Bannister is voiced by Kevin MacDonald. You will know him for a lot of voice acting roles, including Invader Zim.
I come from a long, alliterative line of...
Miles above solid ground.
Well, Perry actually has his hovercraft, so he can just jump and get in while before land touching the ground.
Hiya, Banny. Bro, back so soon?
We see a flashback of Professor Bannister actually switching on the Aeneas and in Doofenshmirtz's apartment, so they did meet each other before.
Enough backstory.
Well, you have a lot of trauma of your flashback, Doofenshmirtz, compared to Professor Bannister.
I've taken care of your moose problem.
No Canada Day.
You call yourself a Canadian.
Well, he is actually not Canadian once he reveals it, but imagine that was Dr. Not Sorry instead of Professor Bannister. That would actually means true.
Because I'm from Greenland.
And that right there is the Greenland fan. And you hear that dun dun dun. Has been used since My Fair Goalie, but wow. I'm not gonna lie, I did not know what Greenland is until I saw images of it, which is actually full of snow and the place here. And it has become popular time to time because...
We have no national pride.
Says the one who's wearing the lab coat, which is a foreign territory of the Kingdom of Denmark and is the largest of the kingdom's 3 constituent parts of by land area. They do have pride. What are you talking about? It sounds kind of exact, but it's very similar. Maybe because just to avoid copyright.
Inspire you to do anything other than ice fish?
At least you get to live in the snow, which is so cold. But yeah.
The maple syrup, the national park, the winning curling team, and the moose.
So that's why he wants Canada so much, to break into a civil war so he can steal the moose. This man is one true evil.
What if he were to disappear and lapse into a deep malaise?
You know that's gonna cause a war, right? Everyone's gonna get involved with all the shenanigans happening with.
Home of things that aren't so green.
You're from Greenland?
Punishment for misrepresenting your country of origin to the Love Muffin organization.
Your scheme is unnecessarily. Doesn't even seem like it would work. And that's coming from me.
And you know what's shocking is Doofus is evil and he's the leader of Moth Muffin, but he does have morals of his own. But he's actually not a monster, and he knows that plan doesn't make any sense. He doesn't misrepresent Jusselstein, and he's proud to be where he is.
See, he agrees. Will you stop?
And he's speaking to the robots in his lab coat, which he's going to reveal. It looks like he has a jetpack as they form into robots, as they morph into it with legs and arms. This looks decent, but it's good.
Me pop.
And me negative.
Magnetic robot?
If only they had that magnetizing gadget that you can use to destroy these things, it would be easier.
Oh, you can have two negatives. Just look at my family.
At least he's aware of his family's negatives a lot of time, apart from Vanessa.
Robot parts look familiar. Got them from some friends of mine.
Who may have met in Seattle?
Oh yeah, the ones who just stole a lot of things to make it a robot positive and negative. So they have been working with Professor Bannister to create a scheme of this as we go along. And now it all comes down to that.
But I knew they would lead me to you, Bannister. Oh, I get it. We're gonna have an old-fashioned helicopter.
And that is the song is about to play, as they're going to have a helicopter fight to fight against Bannister, which is going to be a very dope fight, hopefully. You know shit is about to go down when you see these eye-to-eye shots. Different scene he looks jump out until he plays cards, which is funny. I like how the camera's shifting to the momentum as it's hyping up for the fight. I really love how you can see boxing gloves with eyes and mouth with the helicopter fighting each other, even though it's kinda underwhelming. Lila looks good without her jacket. Look at her, she has a vest and all of that. She is giving me Lara Croft vibes. As you can see in the view right there, it looks like this place is from Danville, which it can be reused. You can get away with that.
Danish for goodbye. Speaking Greenland.
Peter the Panda coming in clutch. Very similar to Curse You, but it's very similar, but I'm not going to count that. Major Monogram, helicopter fight with Bannister, backup to assist. Thanks, Perry. That's a good way to call, even though I'm confused, but I understood that.
Okay, let's get this bird off to Canada today. It's an honor to deliver.
I really love how you get to see the river, the mountains, all that, which is also painted.
Act of 1864.
It's Fifi. What is she doing in Canada Day? Is she Canadian too?
So now you see why I had to let those guys go. He understands how these things are. Catching a thief, the next you get intel, they might be leading you somewhere bigger and better.
Even if you let them get away, they will still plan something big. But that works too. If the thieves capture something and it leads to something bigger, that will explode with their plans, which can be a different tactic to use.
You got some serious skills there, Pete. Oh, stop. You're making me blush.
Oh, Perry the Platypus got Riz. Not really, but he's making her blush. A woman always attracted to Perry the Platypus because of his Riz side.
Things went well with our neighbors to the north.
Drop by Niagara Falls.
Everyone is looking at Niagara Falls, which is very similar to the scene in the movie called Ocean's 11. And that soundtrack looks very similar to the real one. No phone in sight, just people enjoying the moment. I love how Perry smiles and touches Doofus' hand as he's smiling too. They may be nemesis, but they do care about each other.
My scheme worked out for Professor Bannister. I'm sure that cloud magnetizer was a...
Everyone's leaving, including Doofer is the last to leave, which is similar to Ocean's 11.
Hey, Perry. Mom.
that a cloud was able to carry off our metal superstructure.
Doofenshmirtz mentioned about the cloud as well as Phineas mentioned about the cloud with metal covering it. So it makes sense that Doofenshmirtz took away the inventions again. It's actually Professor Bannister. And this is the third time that the big idea is unseen. And it could take place sometime around Phineas and Ferb Quantum Bagaloo.
Someone's got a bathroom. There's Pop.
There you are, Perry.
Platypus's life is a life of leisure.
Yes, it is.
On behalf of the show for poking a little fun at Greenland.
I wonder what he did, maybe off screen or something. You don't need to apologize if you did something wrong. If you should, Professor Bannister should apologize.
It was designed by Thu Christians.
And he made that fact on the 21st of June 1985. And he passed away in 26th of June 2022 in his home in House, Denmark. This was after the show ended a long time ago. And we have the end credit. Caroline Ray, who is also Canadian, voiced Linda. Charlie Schlatter, Eric Bowser, you know him from Rennie Rose. Jason Jones, Jess Swampy Marsh is not Canadian. Malik Pancholi, I don't know if he's Canadian. Samantha Bee as an additional voice role. And Reno Romano. Do you know he actually voiced Batman, the 2004 version, and Spider-Man, Spider-Man Unlimited. To get him here is very cool.
In the interest of comedy and not meant to be taken seriously. Go Greenland!
The first 21-minute episode of Season 4 of Phineas and Ferb, of the last one of the original run. The plot will start off with a 4. This is one of the episodes that breaks the formula, like Invention with Plot B, Phineas and Ferb's big ideas for Plot A, which doesn't have enough in this episode, even though people criticize Season 5 for it, but nobody's talking about this. I really love how atmospheric it starts in the opening scene in Seattle, where Perry was chasing Bannister's thugs, which they stole robots for positive and negative, as Agent Lila leaves it to make sure they track it for, as they wait for 2 months. They go into the Canadian border, with the train, to find Duther, who was controlling the train. As it turned out, it was actually Professor Bannister, who was planned to destroy Canada and take the moose away from them to start a civil war. I really love how Perry and Lila team up together, even though it's kind of cliche. We've seen that many times in many animation shows about teamwork, but it does it very well when Perry gets used to it, as well as the helicopter fight scene, which worked well in the end, as Peter the Panda captures Professor Bannister in the end, and also the Ocean 11 reference ending, which is so sick, and I really enjoyed it, even though there's not much of Phineas and Ferb being part of it. Characterization will get us 5. Even though there's been a lack of Phineas and Ferb in this episode, I really love how Perry the Platypus does his own mission, even though he's a loner, as he has to learn he had to team up with Agent Lila after she lets them get away. I really like Agent Lila in this episode in some part. She can be annoying. There are actually some people that hate her, which I don't really care. I kind of like Lila, even though she looks cool. I really like her without the jacket with the vest on. She's actually pretty sick. I also love Doofenshmirtz in this scene, even though I see Professor Bannister's plan to make Canada into a civil war by stealing the moose, even though I don't care about Professor Bannister as much as Rodney and Dr. Diminutive, the other scientist, but he does a neat villain which is cliché. Everything else is very well neat, with Major Monogram, Peter the Panda, and Carl being there as well. Visuals will get a stunning 5. It has a lot of good visuals with the song called The Handcar, the train, the helicopter fight, the jokes, all the things that's happened in there, which is fantastic. Even though there's a lack of Phineas and Ferb in it, the pace is done well, the action's done well. Also, the Ocean 11 scene reference in the end with the Niagara Falls is very well done, as well as the music. This has solid visuals so far. Importance, I'll give it a 4. If it's done well, I'm going to give it low. But if it's done right, I'm going to give it a high. And this episode deserves a high. We see more of Perry the Platypus as it aired on before Platypus Day. And we've shown evident that he's one of the best agents in the world. And the goal of Phineas and Ferb. And teams up with Agent Lila. And Doofenshmirtz is there as well. It plays a huge part in this episode. Entertainment will get a stunning 5. The first 21-minute episode will get a 23 out of 25. Solid action, solid song, solid plot, and solid everything. When I first watched this back in 2013 in my school, it was a very solid episode, but it's the least rewatchable for me. But looking back at it now, when I first watched it back in 2018, I started to rewatch this episode a lot more, and I give the appreciation that it deserves. One down, one to go. Kyle Menke and Joshua Pruitt, which is his second time he wrote Phineas and Ferb. The first one will be For Your Eyes Only, as he's gone on to write future episodes, including season 5 of the revival. The title of this episode is called Primal Perry, premiered on March 2nd, 2013 on Disney XD, which is also the same day that Platypus Day aired. When Perry comes face to face with an Australian platypus hunter named Liam, who is set out to destroy him, his unwavering demeanor is threatened. His unwavering demeanor is threatened and his life is put in danger. Meanwhile, Baljeet is having an existential emergency and finds himself incapable of making decisions. So Phineas and Ferb create an infinite probability generator that allows Baljeet to make as many choices as he pleases without being affected by the consequences. As the title don't reveal towards after the opening scene, you get to see Perry the Platypus in the shadow right there, just moving around and all that, which builds up to the start. Everyone should know that theme is from Predator, the movie. Phineas and Ferb presents Primal Perry. That is a dope title card, and this is the 7th time we've seen a different title card in Phineas and Ferb. As I pause this frame, you can see Danville Botanical Gardens, which is foreshadowing as Perry the Platypus is actually going to go there.
HP.
Looks like there's no layer entrance today on the screen. Wow.
Notice anything unusual?
You get to see a UFO, alien, or a dragon, or sea dragon, whatever, but that's not really important. As Perry puts his eyes in the magnifying glass, you get to see his eyes actually go bigger in one frame.
It spells Doof at Danville Botanical Gardens.
And you know what's funny? We just saw the Botanical Gardens of Danville in the bus right there with the logo. And now Perry the Platypus is going there to find out what Doof is planning.
Here, take my membership card.
And this comes in good and handy until we see.
15% off at the gift shop.
Non-transferable right at the bottom.
And make sure you stop and smell the rose.
I'd love to get 15% off or 30%. That will actually just make my life so easier.
It was the ancient Tunisians who actually developed many of the techniques still used today.
She had such a rich history.
I literally don't know, but for real?
I am having an existential emergency of making decisions.
And that's gonna be the episode based around Baljeet's decisions, which is gonna happen.
Down.
Okay,
Standing up.
you're right. I had better cut it out.
And that is, for example, you either sit down or stand up as Buford's tested him.
Filling out my college early admissions form.
College is like 9 years away.
This has caused a lot of confusion. Phineas said it's 9 years away, as Just Swampy Marsh and Dan Provenance said it takes place 10 years into the future, and the episode is At Your Age, which is based around the decision of which Phineas college will go to, Danville U or Tri-State State. And in the opening summer blockbuster, they were actually in middle school, which is around the ages of 11 to 14. So the gang must be 10 or 11, so in the revival, they could be around 11. The creator of Phineas and Ferb, Dan Provenance, confirms Ferb was actually 19 in At Your Age, while Vanessa was 25. If you watch it in the original run, Vanessa is 16, so that means it will take place 9 years as she will be 25. If you're watching this in the revival, it's 8 years. It is a lot of confusion, but we finally have pieces that connects the dots. So At Your Age takes place way ahead of the future. So Phineas is actually right.
Said early.
Well, you do become a professor in the future.
No, string, no. Oh.
Its own potential timeline. So every decision I make effectively nullifies a possible future.
And he's talking about the decisions can affect the future. That's like similar in video games or other real life choices. Once you make the choice, there is no going back.
I choose vanilla path to the presidency. I have strawberry. I could get hit by a bus. Yes!
Well, you do once the clone we get to see it, but it makes sense you choose vanilla or strawberry. I'll choose vanilla every day because I like strawberry, but vanilla's better.
Just don't choose the strawberry.
Buford has a point though.
Actually, ice cream sounds pretty good.
The song is called Probably Not, as Balji's gonna make a song about making decisions, and that won't be the last time I reference a song about not once I do the next breakdown in the next video. That design looks very similar, and it's a reference to Klaus Nomi, who dressed as similar. Bonging with the cactus right there. I really love the backgrounds in this music. I can't keep it all because copyright reasons. And robots can dance. Wow. How did Balji put all of this into music? Incredible stuff.
Sorry, everyone. It sounded a lot better in my head.
If you could make both choices, would that make you feel better?
See, Phineas gets it. Whenever you ever have a bad decision, sometimes you can make both. It's not complicated. First front face Phineas in this video.
I know. Wait, let me. Where's Barry?
I had no idea that smoke signals were so complicated.
How does he make a doof sign even though he's just trying to put out the fire there? As Perry the Platypus appears, you get to see one thing goes from there and there and there instead of smoothly. People talk about season 5 animation phase a little bit, but why not this?
In clear violation of the garden rules.
The two ladies appear as they're gonna appear again once we get to more scenes, but yeah. Also, the fact is, they actually does have a membership card.
Blatant disregard for our signage.
Hey, it's all good, ladies. Here's my card.
Doofus has a Botanical Garden Danville a membership card, just like Major Monogram, which Perry the Platypus is holding. And it's not fake either.
Hey, it's Dr. Doofenshmirtz. It's because I've hired someone else to do it for me.
Oh, that was where the line from that meme by the YouTuber named Fancy Turkey, who did a video of Invincible versus Doofenshmirtz, and it had that line in it.
It's Platypus.
I found him on an evil consultant website.
Animals. I can't stand the sight of them.
Platypus Hunter Liam McCracken, whatever his name is voiced by Jesse Spence, who you know for his role in House MD. Liam gives me some kind of Craven the Hunter vibe from Spider-Man, Marvel.
Why don't you do the backstory?
Back in Australia.
And also, Platypus are from Australia. Go figure.
Oh, does he like his boomerang?
He really loves his boomerang, just like Captain Boomerang from Flash.
Platypus, hello there, little fella.
Liam's mom is voiced by Deborah Lee Furness. Her husband is actually Hugh Jackman, who played Wolverine. And at that time in 2013, they were still married. And now last year, they have divorced now.
Hey, Muscular Lily.
Muscular Lily is actually a real word. I'll put in the screen. People say, how could this take place in Australia, even though it's a flashback? Look at the opera house in the right and the left right there, next to Liam's mom. So it's actually in Sydney, Australia.
Saw me mum again. I swore revenge on platypuses.
He has a vengeance and a huge hatred towards platypuses because his mom doesn't know how to hold the pram and he just left them there. You should blame your mom, not platypuses. She is the reason why you are today.
I always thought it was Platypus.
The only mammal with poisonous ankle barb.
Poisonous ankle barb? How come I never knew that?
I thought this was a joke, but the writers actually did their research. And of course, they do have poisonous ankle barb, which is shot spurt about 12 million. And platypus can kill animals such as dogs, but can't really kill a human. But if that happens in the show, Doofenshmirtz would be begging for mercy, but at least he's not that.
My own poisonous ankle barb. I get to meet the ladies.
These are my ladies. This is Jill. This is my lady Amy. Little Susie. Brianna. Shaniqua. Helga. Miss Kitty. Jeannie. I dream of, Teresa.
This here's Nancy, Barbara, Jill, Laura.
Naming his boomerangs.
You gotta keep it as a secret until he reveals it.
Hey, Phineas. What you doing?
Good to see Isabella, even though she hasn't appeared in the first part where Balji is talking about decision, but I'm glad she's here. Isabella walks in and there's a front face Phineas. Of course. Make that another one in front of Isabella.
Probability generator, fundamentally altered at the probable level.
Oh, I forgot Candace is in this episode. And it's only been 5 minutes.
And the two probability Baljeets.
I love it when you guys tamper with the forces of nature.
I know.
And we see Phineas and Isabella in one frame. A Finabella breadcrumb. Good. Imagine spending there for an hour instead of a minute inside of her. I would be terrified.
And frothy, just like my mom's homemade toothpick.
Because he hasn't made a choice yet.
As they're gonna go to the IC where Baljeet will make his first official choice before it's gonna be converted into a clone. And Front Face, that's another one.
Howdy, Mike.
His name is Mike, and that is actually a remodeled version of Jeremy Johnson's uncle, Joel Johnson. So they did actually reuse the assets from season 1. I didn't watch this the first time when I saw it, but when I watched it many times, it is actually a remodeled version of Jeremy Johnson's uncle. Candace is spying on them without getting seen.
Carpe diem, Baljeet. Carpe diem.
And that's the second time that Phineas said Carpe Diem since Roller Coaster, the musical. As Baljeet clones split, as you get to see it lightning first as it merges, as they stretch out, as it becomes 1 to 2. This is actually a very decent morph to unmorph there.
And I like it. This is great.
How did they not see Candace even though she's not getting spotted yet? And Front Face Phineas again.
He's a semi-aquatic, egg-laying mammal of action.
Can you imagine though? And it's actually the clone Baljeet one. If that was the real Baljeet, oh boy.
Carl, where are you?
I'm over here, sir. Looking for you so we can leave together.
Shiny girl came. What the blazes?
You were just talking to your boomerang, Liam. If you weren't focused on that, you could have ended Perry the Platypus right there. But distraction causes.
You're still a platypus.
He presumably said, bring it on, Liam.
You and your hat are gonna make a fine addition to my trophy room.
So that means he really wants to end Perry the Platypus once and all by destroying him. So we do have actual stakes in this episode. Not like Love Muffin wants to take over the world, or Meep or Mitch wants to use something for powerful or something. But this is where it all comes down.
You to trap Perry the Platypus, not... Hello?
No mistake there, Doc. You're either with me or you're against me.
You know Doofus is against him, even though he's tied with his arm with Perry the Platypus anyway, and he's trying to put him in the trophy room. So Doofus may be evil, but at least he doesn't want Perry the Platypus to lose his life because of a hunter.
A trophy war? Yet?
He's gonna try to murder them both. Damn, I thought this show was dark, but holy shit.
60 seconds head start.
Who's this platypus? Why am I handcuffed to him?
Doofus being so clueless once again. When Perry's not wearing that, he doesn't know that it's Perry. At least Vanessa knows in one episode that Perry the Platypus is not wearing that, and she knows it's him.
The both of yous. Now, run.
Shouldn't ignore the 97% of customer feedback that says he tends to go rogue.
At least you understand it now, Doof.
Being a platypus, you can't talk to tell me you're... Just gonna call you Steven.
I'm surprised they didn't get brought back in the future or wherever it is. If Perry the Platypus does wear without a hat and he goes agent mode without it, do feel like she were referencing Steven again.
Bacon?
Don't fall for it, Doof.
It was a trap? I did not see that coming.
And this is why you should follow Perry the Platypus's lead, or Steven, or whatever.
Took you so long.
This man is so ruthless, man. Liam is just gonna try to get Perry the Platypus and Doofus no matter what.
How many of you there are?
Unless he makes a lot of decisions which he will decide, then you're fucked.
Still got your number. Or would that be numbers? Huh? How rude.
Why are you looking at the other way? Candace just captured them without being seen again.
Yes, look what Phineas and Ferb did.
Wow, that is so lucky. Maybe if you dragged the other Baljeet near Linda, you would have busted them.
How's your mom doing?
Doing well.
We seen on screen that Linda and Baljeet's mom are friends. We seen it in My Sweet Rye, so it's nice to see Baljeet answer the question of it.
I've got some grape juice or orange juice.
And Candace is gonna see what's happened.
Grape juice.
Mom! My, someone's thirsty.
I really love how you can see closely in the fridge, you can see the chicken, tomato, and all of that. I really like the detail, but sadly there's no name of it.
Pineapple. Mango. Tomato.
Linda, just turn around. You can hear them making clones.
Thirsty.
Ma!
You can slow down now.
He may not be faster, but he will outsmart you if you just keep staying still.
Oh, you're like a little motorboat there, Steven.
I really love how you can see the river reflection, as you can see the bridge right there, and a lot of stuff right there. It looks so good. Say what you want about Liam, but he always have the cool gadgets. He's still throwing boomerangs in the river as Perry the Platypus find a way to dodge by digging it. Perry has some instincts.
Wow, Steven, that was sweet.
If they stay in the river too long, Doofenshmirtz would have drowned and he could have lost his life right there. But luckily they go out.
Me on the trophy wall guy is back there.
I see a waterfall. Just in time for commercial.
I really love how you can see the smoke in the waterfall as Doofenshmirtz is breaking the fourth wall.
A cliff faller, it's called a cliff hanger. I'm fading to black.
They really cannot let go with these fourth wall jokes. You know what they mean. And they did survive in the waterfall very well.
Tired of running. Fed up with that guy. Need to sit down for a while.
With your animal instincts and my vast knowledge of science, I think we can make a stand.
And that's a combination they need to stop Liam before he's gonna hurt Perry and him. So they're gonna have to work together. I love how it thinks as Perry the Platypus is gonna give a thumbs up to work together. Major Monogram actually told Perry earlier to go smell the roses, and Perry the Platypus did. Looks like he listened to him.
Groovy.
Doofenshmirtz holding a big glove, and that was very popular in the internet. That became a meme, like he's holding Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet from Avengers Infinity War and also Endgame as well. This is very popular.
What about Buford? About Buford. To us.
Oh yeah, Baljeet's clones are gonna gang up Buford.
Hey boys, are we having a party? But then you must be...
Baljeet!
All right then, carry on.
And Lawrence sees this. If this was Linda, it would have been a different story. But we seen Lawrence is not mad at inventions of when Phineas and Ferb built it.
Now, what's all this thing?
Using a lot of sprinkles create a smoke. Good catch. Looks like their strategic plan is working.
Jill? Oh, there you are.
I like how they combine the traps with underwater, with the nets, the bowling ball and all that. Doofenshmirtz's strategic science and Perry the Platypus and the Mystic make the plan work.
So you think you're best at old Lehman? I call this one Sharpay.
Which is a reference to the character High School Musical, played by none other than Ashley Tisdale, who voices Candace. Go figure. At least they broke free.
For Natasha.
Natasha is huge. This boomerang is huge. Where did he afford all this? Is he rich? Did he get money from someone else or something? I want to know.
How many Baljeets do you see standing here?
One can't after all.
I really love that Linda gives the wink to Baljeet. She knows that there is one Baljeet, but she's oblivious.
Mrs. Flynn Fletcher?
And Baljeet call her Mrs. Flynn Fletcher. Well, some people call her Miss Fletcher, which is confusing, but okay.
Baljeet. Grapes? Or this chocolate? Grapes, please.
Really? Really? I thought it would work, but I don't really blame Candace because Baljeet has to make one choice. How about you make a harder choice for something and something?
Happened. I just really wanted grapes.
It's not really Candace's fault, but she really needs to be more specific than that.
Looks like it's just you and... Temple Botanical Garden?
Looks like they have their own plates or a frisbee, wherever you call it.
Steven, you came back!
That's right, 15% off in the gift shop. Nice going, Steven.
He's holding a Major Monogram membership card, but Doofenshmirtz still don't know that it's Perry the Platypus without a hat.
Teresa 1 and Teresa 2.
Perry the Platypus is doing the I got my eye on you gesture to Liam, which is pretty funny.
The Seven Sisters. Tony with an eye.
He's basically become like Tank Evans, like calling his names like trophies. Now he's calling his names like Boomerang, which is hilarious. But obviously, duh.
Would a friend steal your bike?
Beef is stealing people's bike, which is a reference to Summer Belongs to You.
Drink all the water out of our fish tank.
Baljeet is mentioned about a fish tank. Does he have? Maybe it's nothing to do with Buford's biff.
The Baljeets seem to be gathering.
Gatherings have the habit of turning into mobs.
And mobs rarely make good decisions.
Just as easily turn into a shindig or a hootenanny.
This is a reference to Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is an episode around the Dead Man's Party in Season 3.
This one seems to have a storming of the
the Bastille sort of vibe.
Decisions are much easier.
The song is called Buford is in Trouble, which is the same tune that was played in the previous song, which we've seen earlier. And Balji's gonna get payback for what Buford did to him. I really like how Phineas and Ferb and Isabella back off while Balji deals with Buford with a lot of clothes surrounding him. Buford kinda deserves that, but this is actually going too far in Balji's mind. As well as I see front-face Phineas in the scene. I really like how Perry the Platypus throws the frisbee on the botanical gardens and dodged the boomerang while catching it where I headed towards Leo. That's some sick skills right there.
Platypuses can't throw boomerang.
I really love Perry the Platypus' expression. He's like, watch this. And he gets it back. Perry the Platypus is mastering the boomerang right now. Not so intimidated, aren't you, Liam? He's throwing a lot of boomerangs to take away all his boomerangs right there. Great stuff, Perry.
They've all gone crazy.
It's the mom mentality. Once it gets rolling, nothing can stop.
He thinks nothing can stop it, but Phineas, don't your invention can destroy it and stop all of it?
Jeets are after Buford.
Jeet picking on Buford? Candace, Buford outweighs Jeet by like 90 hamburgers.
This is really a bad decision.
Liam's boomerang actually destroys Big Invention, and you know what this means, as Baljeet will go from clones for being removed as it only be one, as it fades from black to white as it all fades out, which is neat, but I wish it would fold back in differently, but it's okay.
Missed it. There were like 20 of them.
And it turned out Candace is right. It is 20 as soon as I count it many times.
Who wants pie?
A decision we can all agree on.
If you can make one good decision, you lead into the right path. There are times you can make bad decisions, but sometimes you have to learn your mistakes to make some bad decisions. Sometimes you have to pick the right decision, what values of yourself at best.
Okay, I give up. They always come back. Gotcha.
Liam had them in the ropes to begin with, but Perry the Platypus had the advantage in a couple of occasions, and he almost got him until the batarang that destroyed Phineas and Ferb's invention led it right back, and it captured Perry the Platypus, and looks like he's gonna have his trophy because of him. Oh dear.
Stop what you're doing, McCracken.
Doofenshmirtz.
Ruth and Esther.
I was about to make up a name, but it's actually Ruth and Esther. I really like that. At least they have a name.
Your third infraction in as many weeks.
So he has been doing this before many times and he never listened. Looks like he's gonna get his punishment after all, and it's not Perry the Platypus doing it.
And over your membership card and privileges have been revoked for 10 days.
Leave. It's my natural habitat.
This is the best way to end it, and he's gonna have to go off foot because of that.
Says you're from Pittsburgh.
So he's from Pittsburgh in America, so why is he lying this whole time? He does have an Australian accent. He's voiced by a voice actor who's from Australia, but that doesn't make any sense. So he's from Pittsburgh, so could he be lying this whole time? We're never going to get answers that we solve.
Good he is. What a handsome cat.
Just like in the flashback where baby Liam was rolled right away because his mom was focusing around the platypus, and now it's happened to him in the wheelchair. What comes around goes around.
I want you to meet my cousin Larry.
Earth, would you bring him back into the vent?
Plus, I really like vent.
Well, Batman has something to say about vents, and we never going to see Cousin Larry, even though he's been mentioned, and he does actually have a voice actor, and it's the creator who voices Doofus, but we don't actually get to see his face, which is kind of underwhelming.
Well, it's nice to have you back, Baljeet.
I like how it all ends well in the end, and front face Phineas for the last time in this episode.
You realize I'm holding a pie here.
Perfect. I want you to meet my new friend Steven the Platypus.
And Doofus still doesn't know that Perry the Platypus without a hat is clueless, and you still call him Steven. I hope they bring this back, like, imagine in the future.
To say goodbye.
Steven, we were just talking about...
Now, where did he go?
Doofus is so dumb, and I love it so much.
Not that I think platypuses all know each other or run in the same crowd.
Time to finish off the point of view of Perry the Platypus. The plot will start off with a 3. Both plots are very interesting, but plot A has the more interesting story than plot B, I really like how Perry the Platypus find Doofenshmirtz in the botanical gardens in Danville, where it turned out it was a trap by none other than Leo McCracken. He hated Platypus because his mom left him and he was looked after as a baby while being carried away. So they both engage into a fight, as well as Doofenshmirtz as well, as Leo wants them in their trophy war. And it turned out to be a very interesting chase, and the boomerang fight scenes as well, with Perry the Platypus had to adapt because of his animal instincts, as well as Doofenshmirtz's science in the trap thing, which made it so interesting, as Perry the Platypus almost defeated until the bit boomerang actually destroyed Phineas and Ferb's invention, and it causes to combat as Perry was pinned down by Liam's ankle bar. But it turned out that Ruth and Esther actually stopped him and revoked his license card, whatever, which actually was the reason. And Doofenshmirtz actually saved Perry the Platypus as well, or Stephen, whatever. Plot B is very interesting too, with Baljeet trying to make his own decisions, and then it goes too far with Baljeet trying to gang up Buford, and it was the right decision because Buford has been picking on him many times, but sometimes it kind of goes too far, and the inventions was destroyed by Liam's boomerang, which causes the clones to disappear. I really like Baljeet's most focus in this story, and it's pretty interesting to see. Not the strongest plot in the Phineas and Ferb season 4 so far, but it's done alright. The story is fun, I can give it that. Characterization will be a consistent 5. Everyone performed very consistent, but the most interesting one is Liam McCracken. He was such a very interesting villain, and Jesse Spencer does a great job doing the voice of it with his Australian voice, and he names the boomerang as the ladies, which is actually pretty funny, to hunt down Doofenshmirtz and Perry. And Doofenshmirtz does a good job as well with Perry, aka Stephen, as they work together to defeat Liam, as they use traps together, whereas Perry took care of the rest as well. Doofenshmirtz thinks Stephen is Perry the Platypus, but he doesn't acknowledge it yet since season 1, which would have known the case, but it is funny all around as Doofenshmirtz and Stephen go outside of the botanical gardens at the end, which is very, very interesting. I really like how Baljeet's focus on his decisions, because he knows himself, he is one of the smartest out of the gang, along with Phineas and Ferb and Isabella Buford, and Buford get the shining light as well after being ganged by Baljeet, and he has a pie in the end. Everyone makes up for it, as well as Linda, Lawrence be here, Phineas and Ferb. Everyone else is very consistent. Not too spectacular, but consistent is the word I use. Visuals is a 5. Just like Sidetrack, the visuals have some good moments, even though there are some parts that's like, but it makes up for it with the choreography of the boomerang of Liam and Perry the Platypus fighting, the traps, the song with Baljeet playing, the invention, and a lot of start of the pacing's done right, which I can give it a 5. Importance, it's a solid 4. Entertainment is of course is a 5. The total score is a 22 out of 25. One less higher than Sidetrack, even though I like both of them. It's hard to choose which one is better, but I really like both of them because it's mostly focused around Perry the Platypus, the nemesis that he fought, and Doofenshmirtz is appearing as well. And also it's nice to have Phineas and Ferb and the gang in this episode, which something that Sidetrack didn't have. But no matter which episode you choose, it has a great song, good action, a lot of stuff that you will enjoy, and you're going to have a very good time. Overall, the 2 episodes stand up very well, and we're into 10 episodes so far. 10 down, 39 to go. 40 if you count Candace against the universe. We're not halfway there, but it's progress. The name spoken aloud, Lala's name, is Hebrew for night. As I didn't point out while we're watching the episode, you can see Phineas's mouth actually doesn't appear in this shot while buying ice cream. And also, this is the second and final time Baljeet will play a villain's role in the show's original run, Cranus Maximus being the third. While in Duplicate, he did become evil just because of Duplicate hitting Leonator bounced up to someone, which counts. Primal Perry is the first episode to be produced in 2013. Also, this is the 7th time that Doofusman and Perry the Platypus subplot is the main plot, leaving Phineas and Ferb plot as the B story, as it still keeps the formula from each previous episode apart from sidetrack. I did a poll on which episode is better, B Day or B Story, but I'm gonna let it settle in for a couple of days before I'll do the poll in my next video. While the next video will focus on one episode that changed Phineas and Ferb forever, which is Happy Birthday Isabel, including 5 more episodes in that video, which I will break down the next video. And then the next stop is Phineas and Ferb Mission Marvel, which will get a breakdown of its own. I will put more polls in the community tab when it goes live, but until then, hope you have a fantastic day. As always, see ya.